I analyzed the tests of 637 Italian learners. I waited years to make this video because I wanted real data, and the result honestly surprised me. Different levels, different backgrounds, same mistake. Not because they are bad at Italian, but because the way most people are taught Italian is setting them up to fail when it matters. Let me say this clearly, these students are smart, motivated, they study seriously, you can tell immediately at the start of the test. Their Italian looks solid. Early questions look like this. Carlo, lavora in ufficio. Lei fare la dottoressa. Noi siamo di Amalfi. Perfect. Because this Italian is calm, descripting, nothing is happening. For this kind of language, grammar books, apps work very well. So students think,
my Italian is fine.
And that's exactly why what comes next is so dangerous. Because this small success teaches students the wrong habit. Then something changes in the test, not the difficulty, the nature. Italian stops being an exercise and becomes a human situation. The moment the Italian test stops describing reality and starts reacting to it, students hesitate, and the test catches that hesitation immediately. Let me give you an example. Siete mai stati a Roma? No, non ci siamo ancora stati. È una città stupenda. What would you answer? Write in the comments. Ci andate or andateci? The correct answer is andateci. Many students write ci andate. On paper, both look reasonable, but only one of them does the right job in that moment. This question comes straight from the diagnostic test students take before joining my courses. Let's slow this down. Andateci is the imperative. You are not describing, you are telling someone to do something. Advice, suggestion, a small push. And here is the key point. Students already know the rule. With the imperative, pronouns go generally after the verb. Vai, vacci, dici, dimmi, prendi, prendilo. So, andate plus ci, andateci, go there. Nothing advanced, nothing clever. So, the rule isn't the problem. The problem is recognizing when to use it. Think about this. Scusami, mi scusi. You don't analyze grammar there. You feel the situation. Informal, pronoun after. Scusami. Formal situation, pronoun before. Mi scusi. Same rule, same logic. That's how andateci works. This happened in class last week while we were discussing the test. A student said,
I know the imperative, I just don't use it.
I said, let's forget grammar for a second. Your friend says they have never been to Rome. What do you say? Say the first thing that comes to your mind. They answered instantly,
Vacci.
I said, exactly. Now, in that case, in the test, it's more than one friend. So, andateci, they answered. They didn't need more grammar. They needed a different starting point. This matters. Knowing a rule and using it inside the real moment are two different skills. Students aren't trained enough for this. Teachers don't always force grammar into context. No blame, but it's just a missing bridge. And once you see this pattern, you start noticing it everywhere. This is another question I included in the test. Per stipulare un contratto, presentare un documento. Bisogna or bisogna di? The correct answer, bisogna. Very common answer, bisogna di. Why? Because English interferes. In English you think, I need to present a document, I need to submit a document. So your brain builds, I need to. Bisogna di. But bisogna does not mean I need to. Bisogna means it is necessary. No person, no subject, no di. Always bisogna. Fare. Bisogna studiare. Bisogna presentare. Just bisogna plus the infinitive. These look like two different grammar problems. Okay, but they are not. Let's forget the technical details for a second. Over 620 students made the same type of mistakes. 620 out of 637. And it's always the same pattern. They try to build Italian from English logic instead of reacting to Italian situations. They know what sentences mean mean they haven't trained what sentences are for. How to fix it? Before speaking Italian, ask, am I describing something or am I trying to make something happen? Advice, request, reaction. If you label the situation first, the rule steps forward naturally. That's when Italian starts flowing. You are not bad at the languages, you were just trained like a student, not like a person in a conversation. This is very common. And once you fix that, everything gets easier. Now, I've said a lot, but if you really want to learn Italian fast, then you really need to fix this first. Watch this video next. And remember, stick to Italian, and Italian will stick to you. Ciao!